If you're looking at buying an electric car, there's a lot of good choices. A lot of countries you can buy BYD. There's Tesla, there's Kia, there's Hyundai, there's Volkswagen. Even the Volkswagen ID4 is not bad. But some people, for some reason, are deciding to buy a car that I think pretty much no one recommends. Lexus's electric car and Toyota's BZ4X, they're one and the same thing. Well, basically. But here's the thing. Not only have journalists said that neither of them is a particularly compelling choice, in fact, they've been a bit more critical than that, the depreciation on both of these EVs is absolutely shocking. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching The Electric Viking. Great to see you. Thank you for tuning in. Lexus, Toyota. Do they make good internal combustion engine cars? Well, that depends on your opinion. I find them a little bit boring, but a lot of people love them. I have had a few Toyotas. In fact, I had a Toyota GT86 back. It was manufactured in 1988. That was my first car. I loved that car. Crashed it, repaired it. Engine blew. Actually, the engine blew several times. Head gasket kept going over and over and over and over. Ended up replacing the engine. I put in a better engine, a Toyota engine from a different vehicle, which had more power. And I loved it, but I had to sell it to fund a few things, an operation, which was one of them. Other than that, I've had other Toyota Orion, which I found to be actually not a bad car, just very, very bland, very vanilla. However, one thing I noticed with that car is it had an insane amount of power and it was front wheel drive. It was very quick, but a little bit scary. Fair bit of torque. When you would accelerate really, really hard from a standstill, it would yank the wheel and try and kind of pull it out of your hands and either go left or go right. You had to really, really hold on. Anyway, speaking of Toyota's EVs, well, they're just not as good as internal combustion engine cars made by Toyota. But that said, some people who are massive fans of Toyota, massive fans of Lexus, they don't care. They don't care that reviews are not particularly good. They're buying them anyway. And then they're discovering that maybe they didn't want one after all. They're trying to sell them and finding that depreciation is absolutely terrible. Now, depreciation of the Toyota BZ4X and the similar car that's based on the same platform, the Lexus RZ450e, is bad, but also the same applies to the Subaru Solterra, which is actually just basically a rebadged Toyota BZ4X. Now, Subaru would say that's not true, but actually it is. The 2023 Toyota BZ4X Limited is listed at a sale price of $50,000 new. However, with around 5,000 to 10,000 miles on the odometer, they're selling for between $30,000 to $33,000 US dollars. That means that in a matter of 6 months or less of ownership, you're losing 40% of the value of the car. 40%. Now, a lot of people say once you drive a car out of the dealership, you've lost a lot of value. But yeah, this is not the case for other cars. Even the Mustang Mach-E, Kia EV6, Tesla's Model Y, they're holding their value much, much, much better. I mean, vastly better. They're not dropping 40% of their value within the case of only a few months of ownership. Now, the same applies for Lexus, but possibly even more so. There is Lexus RZ450e EVs, which, by the way, have a range of 176 miles, which is shocking considering they cost 65,000 US dollars new. Anyway, they're selling for around about 32 to 34,000 US dollars. So they're losing half their value with approximately 5,000 miles on the odometer. Half their value. I mean, that is pretty shocking. Now, there's only a couple of that price, so let's just go with the prices I've seen elsewhere are between 40 to 45,000 US dollars. Now, whether or not people are going to pay that, I don't know. But 40 to 45,000 would still mean you're losing $20 to $25,000 on a car that's 6 months old. That's depreciation of 30 to 35%. Also very, very high. You would think there wouldn't be a lack of buyers because this is Toyota, this is Subaru, this is Lexus we're talking about. But all three of these vehicles, they're the same platform. the ETNGA electric car platform. And it's not an EV platform, actually. It's I don't even know why people refer to it as one. It's not, because it's actually a platform that Toyota uses for all cars. It manufactures various different vehicles on that platform. And yeah, I mean, it's just, unfortunately, not a particularly good EV, and owners are finding out the hard way. They're buying them new. They're buying these cars for pretty high prices. When you consider the rivals are priced similarly and have, to be honest, better range, more power, better specifications in terms of the actual spec you get standard without having to pay more money. So you can see really why people are paying a lot less in terms of resale value. Now, it's worth keeping in mind, the cheapest Toyota EV you can currently buy in the United States costs $44,000 now. So it's come down in price by a little bit, but it doesn't qualify for EV incentives. Now, either way, guys, this is actually not a bad car for the second-hand used price they're being sold for. Say $32,000 US. But that said, the Tesla Model Y does qualify for the full tax incentive, whereas the Toyota doesn't. The BZ4, none of these cars do. The Subaru Solterra doesn't, or the Lexus doesn't either. None of them are made in the United States. Tesla Model Y does. So brand new, you can get a Tesla Model Y for around $35,000. Only a couple of thousand more than a used Toyota BZ4X. Now, I'm curious, which one would you guys prefer? If you were going to buy a new EV, let's say you only had a choice between those two, the Model Y standard range with its LFP battery pack, and that you can get for around $35,000, or would you get a used Toyota BZ4X for $33,000? I know which one I'd go with. What do you guys think? Thanks for watching.